Hello everyone and welcome to, well, that's how hot it was for this round. 37 degrees if you saw that. We're on 300% speed, of course. This is round number 17, I think it was. And we're at Alsace, and this was a fuel race. So obviously at the moment FFs are very strong with fuel, very strong with fuel. So we were quite dominant here in terms of being in an FF car, the Audi TT, of course. It's Group 4, as you can tell, with some of the cars further back here. We've got the Scirocco there. That should be further up in my opinion. Subaru, Ferrari, and then we have a Hyundai right at the end there of Alba 4. So you can see fuel map 6 there straight off the bat. That's obviously to save fuel heading towards the line. Little bit of saving fuel is always very helpful as we get ready for this race then. So fuel race starting in the lead. Never a good spot here, and there's an Audi TT behind me in Callian. There's also another Audi TT behind me in terms of Manu Rodri, and we'd just been in a race, the previous one, where we came P2 and got 363 points. The amount of points on offer here, 359. So I've already lost points, so this was a must-win situation, which is the first meaning to the title, pressure. Because there was a lot of pressure here, because obviously we need to do well. We've got Audi TTs behind us. We like leading our manufacturer, so can we do it? So we'll continue on here in terms of the race there. You can see everyone behind me in the TV camera. We're leading a pack of TTs, and you've already seen that I'm saving fuel here. Short shifting to try and save fuel as much as possible. One thing that you might not know of, or you might know, I'm not too sure. If you even remotely try and refill your car in a race, it actually adds 2 or 3 seconds straight off the bat for the animation. So if you can avoid refueling at all, it's best to do that. Even if it just costs you like half a second in the race, it's actually better to do that than not at all. I don't mean half a second per lap either. I mean just, you know, in one given lap, just to avoid filling up just slightly. So we're on the TV camera now, and you can see the TTs already pulling away there, which is expected over the first lap. Obviously, FF tyres drop off later on. But I say we were very strong here in terms of fuel, so the TTs were always going to be quite dominant here. And obviously, they'd had the balanced performance change, but this round had already been announced, so it was just a bit of a problem, if I'm honest. So yeah, we were just dominant here, and but we've still got a race in our hands. 2 Audi TTs behind us. We've still got to watch out for our tyres as well. We have to save fuel accordingly because they're all saving fuel behind me. Remember, they're in my slipstream, so they're saving fuel. They can short shift a bit more. I can carry them with my slipstream, so it is actually quite difficult for me in this situation. Being in the lead with the same car behind me, they can save a bit more fuel than I can. Pressure. Pressure as we come around this last corner here. Very tricky last corner. I absolutely hate this corner. And going back to Madrid in the World Tours in 2018, that's obviously where the big crash happened, the big drama, where I was slightly into the barrier there. So we continue back now in terms of, so we advance a little bit further ahead, continue back, advance further ahead, and as you can see, Audi TTs are stuck behind me the entire time. This is actually lap number 5. So, you know, we've advanced quite far here. Nothing really happened in the first part of the race, obviously. Fuel saving, just save the fuel accordingly as we jump back on board here and we head towards the right-hander. As you can see, it's lap 5 there. See, our tyres are a little bit worn here, so we're looking at a 2-stop here. We have to use the soft tyre and medium tyre in this race as we run a little bit wide there at the hairpin, and then we're going to chuck it into the left here. So through there we go. And head up over the hill now. And you can see now with that slipstream, they're getting closer and closer and closer to me. 0.2 of a second now, under 0.2 of a second. It's getting a little bit tight here as we head towards the last corners. Now, initially, obviously, I'm trying to save fuel, but I'm thinking, oh, this is getting a bit risky here. I was hoping to break away. It's not quite worked out here as we head towards the pits. So we come in, put soft tyres on, and you can see Manu's saved the most fuel there. Kalin's actually got the same fuel as me, so I think I've done fairly well in the grand scheme of it. But we come out the pits now. And it's all going to get a little bit busy here. So I come out in a very nice position. If you look at the TV camera, Koke goes around the outside of Kylian there. And instantly I see this. So I'm like, right, brilliant. Koke is in P2. This is perfect for me. I just need to make sure Koke stays in my slipstream. If Koke stays in my slipstream, potentially you can stay in that P2 position. And maybe, just maybe, I can break away. So that's my goal here. That's why I constantly keep looking behind me as we head towards this right-hander now. And in we go. And you're going to once again see me, look behind me, and see where Koke is. Okay, Koke's got an Audi TT. So I stay tight here a little bit, because I know Koke's going to be on the inside here. give Koke that slipstream, keep him in that slipstream, look at that gap extend. That's all we need to do. Again, I'm keeping towards the right here because Koke is in that place. I then need to take my racing line, so I come towards the left and chuck it into the right. Now you can see a lot of positions changing there quickly. It ended up being 3 wide there with Manu Rodri, Koke and Kylian. Manu Rodri down the inside, so it's going up this gap very quickly because Manu Rodri had to take a very tight line. So I'm thinking, ooh, I could break it here. It's 1.2 seconds. I could break the slipstream. If I do that, happy days. It goes up to 1.3. And not quite. It's a 1/10 and a half. A 1/10 and a half away from breaking the slipstream. No. Oh, honestly, I was so gutted about that because the minute I saw it, I was like, oh, no, that's it. Because now Manu Rodri and Kylian are there. They can catch back up. They will have to use, of course, fuel to catch back up. But they're going to catch up and then they can save fuel behind me. So obviously the slipstream gap is 1.5 seconds. I was a little bit gutted. I'm frustrated with that I nearly broke away. I was so close. If Koke could have hung on for one more corner, I was gone and out of there. And I would have had a much easier race. But as you can tell by the title, with call pressure, it is not an easy race, this, trust me. This is not an easy race in the slightest. So it's going to get very, very interesting further on in this race. And what we're going to do, we're going to advance a little bit further ahead now in terms of the race. Let's head now towards lap number 10. So you can see Manu Rodri's caught up to me, Kylian's caught back up to me. So it's back to how it was when we came in at the end of lap 5. It's now lap 10. So we're going to continue on now towards left-hander. They're very close. Manu Rodri. Remember, Manu Rodri had a bit of a fuel advantage on me initially. Going to go for the move here. I can't really do much. He's got his nose alongside there. So he's going to come into the right-hander on the inside. And at this point, I'm thinking, oh, bugger. It's all gone. It's all gone. But good side-by-side action with Manu Rodri. And he gets the move done there. So the only thing I can do here is try and save fuel and hope that I have a little bit more fuel than them. I've been out in the lead for 10 laps straight here. No slipstream. Have I saved enough fuel? That is my problem here because they've been behind in my slipstream for 10 laps. So in theory, they should have much more fuel than I have, which means they can absolutely hit the pedal to the floor, pedal to the metal, as Murray Walker would say, and actually go for it in those last remaining laps. But let's see what happens as we head towards the left-hander. Now you can see I'm just trying to conserve those tyres a little bit, try and get me to that pit stop, make sure I stay in P2. At least it still gives me an opportunity to fight at the moment because I'm right behind Manu Rodri. It's going to this fast right. Now it's this fast right where the Audi TT really excels versus all the other cars because it's got such a camber, and obviously the Audi's got the front splitter and a huge rear wing. The car just sticks to that corner, so it can accelerate so much faster than all the other cars around that corner. It's why it was so strong here as well. I mean, it was really, really fast. So you see Manu Rodri just runs a little bit deep there into that hairpin. We accelerate that out there in second gear, which we wouldn't normally do, but we're coming in the pits this lap as we then hit the left-hander through there we go. Head up the hill. You see I'm in fourth gear there. Again, I'm trying to avoid wheel spin. Just save a little bit of fuel where I can. Wheel spin obviously uses fuel because it starts to hit the limiter. As we head down towards the right-hander now. Into the braking zone we go. And again, we just want to keep it tight. Manu Rodri runs a little bit deep there. And then into the left we go. And just clip that curb. Let it pulse around a little bit. And we're right behind Manu Rodri at this point as we come into the pits. So let's have a look at those fuel margins though here. 25% versus 23%. So I'd actually done very well with fuel in my opinion. Having no slipstream for 10 laps, and we're actually ahead on fuel. So I was really happy at this point because now I'm like, oh, okay, I've got more fuel than Manu Rodri. That's a bit of an advantage to me. Weirdly, Kylian has literally fueled up, and I was very confused with that. I'm not sure why Kylian fueled up. So Kylian's 4 seconds down the road now, 3.9. So at this point, it's like, okay, it's just a fight for first and second here. As I go for the move on Manu Rodri, I realised I had to get past quick. Remember, I've got the fuel advantage here. I can get past quicker. And into here we go. And then we just need to stop it on the apex a little bit. Stop any form of cutback. We get the job done. Through there we go as we hit the left-hander now. Our goal, try and make sure we can get to the end. I was very confused as to whether Manu Rodri could make it. Kylian had to refuel. I didn't refuel. I had 2% more. So could Manu Rodri get to the end? Now, I think he was fuel saving for the rest of this lap, if I'm honest. Trying to make sure that he had enough fuel to fight me at the end. Because if he has enough fuel at the end to fight me, he can hit those revs to the limit. Obviously go for the overtake on a straight, using that slipstream as an advantage. It's a good strategic move. As we come into the left, you can see he's not really attacking me at the moment, just staying behind. And as I say, I'm pretty sure he was saving fuel at this point. And that was what's going through my head at the time as well as we hit this long right-hander. Staying in fifth gear, balance the throttle, through we go. A lot of thrillers there. Wow, that's a weird sound. Don't make that sound ever again, TJ. As we continue now towards the hairpin. And you see that gap, 0.3 of a second as we head towards the hairpin. Again, just getting the braking right, getting it turned in tight here. I stay in third gear here just to stop the wheel spin. And obviously, That will save a little bit of fuel as we continue on now towards the left-hander. And we actually advance to lap 12. We did a sneaky little merge there rather than show the flag. You can see it's 4.5 tenths this gap now. So at this point, I'm like, okay, this is where it's going to get a little bit tasty now at this point. I know Manu will have been saving fuel on that previous lap, so let's see what happens. We hit the right, a lovely jubbly, happy days, and then we go towards the left here. We get it turned, through we go, and we accelerate out that corner. Manu gets a really good run out that last corner though, as we continue now towards the line. It's the final lap. This is where the pressure ultimately builds here. Into the right we go. We get this slightly wrong. Look at that. We missed the apex just there. And look at Manu Rodri nailed it there. He's now 1.5 tenths essentially behind me. He's got the slipstream. Look at my fuel. I've only just got enough left to the end here. So here we go. The pressure is on. Can we keep this position as we go through the left-hander here? Manu Rodri looking to get moved on. Doesn't quite have the overlap. So I straight line there towards the apex. We get it stopped. We stop it on the apex here as well. You can see that. We just stop it. Manu Rodri can't accelerate through the corner. We keep that position now as we head towards the left-hander. Again, I've just got to keep it tight and then go defensive on the exit here. As long as I got the inside, I should be able to keep it. So I stick towards the right here. You can see me waiting for Manu to make his move. So I go towards the left here and I take my racing line. Obviously giving Manu just enough room there if he was overlapped. I wasn't too sure. We stopped on the apex again, which means we keep that position for now. Through the right-hander and then heading towards its left. We're having to nail every single corner here. I did wonder whether he'd go for it here. It doesn't quite go for it. So again, I just chuck it into third to get the turn in. Chuck it back to fourth to stop any wheel spin. Through there we go. Now we've got this long right-hander. Now with dirty air, I knew he couldn't really make a move here. Could make it on the exit though with a little bit of slipstream. So I'll try and keep it tight here and clip that apex. We just get it right. Just, I would say, as it's now up to 3 tenths. So I'll start calming down a little bit here. I'm thinking, oh, phew. 3 tenths, 2 corners to go essentially, 2 braking zones. Into the hairpin we go as we stop the car. And I noticed Manu Rodri took a really nice line there. Really nice line. It was quite a wide line into a very nice route through the corner as we hit this left-hander now. Use that curb as much as we can as we accelerate up the hill. Now, obviously, with slipstream, look at my fuel. It's 1% fuel as well. The pressure is really on. So I have to save fuel, worry about the slipstream behind as we come down towards this right-hander as we come into the breakdown now. And look at what Manu Rodri does. He does a little bit of a dummy here. I think he's going to go for it. And he doesn't go for it, but he plays me the dummy. So I run a little bit deep here. We're going to head towards the line. The pressure's truly on. Are we going to get this? And just.
Oh, I thought he was going to lunge me. Oof. Thank goodness for that. Oh, man. That was tense. That was tense. I didn't like that race. I did not like that race. Oh. Oh. Oh, man. Oh, he threw me the dummy and I fell for it. And then I was like, oh, you are having a laugh.
So you heard me there. I thought I'd give you a little bit of the commentary from the live stream. I said I didn't like it at the time. It was just the amount of pressure on me there. Because obviously I'd already lost points. Even if I won this race, I'd lost points. And then the pressure, and then I fell for the dummy, and then the fact the slipstream was helping them so much, I was just like, oh my word. So tense. So tense. Cheers for the donation there, Benson, by the way. I just noticed that at the top again. Thank you so much. Thank you for all the support, by the way, lately. It's been amazing. I hope you enjoyed that race. A pressure race. It'll be car profiles again next Friday in terms of videos. But I say, I hope you enjoyed this race. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video.